I'm going to go first to Rui Martins, the Regional Director of Chave Nova. Now, Chave Nova is a recent member of the Chamber, but we're delighted to have you. Chave Nova is a very long-established real estate agency with offices all over Portugal. Excuse me. Now, Chave Nova covers new and resale properties all over Portugal. Rui, just tell us a little bit about Chave Nova. You have a stand next door. You do a lot of resales, both to the Portuguese community and to the international community, but you also work a lot with new buildings that are coming straight to the market. Tell us a little bit about where your core areas are and what you do.
So Chave Nova have 22 years in the real estate market in Portugal. We are all over the country. The company born in the north, in the Porto region, in Krea. And at this moment, we have 25 agencies all over the country, as I said, in Madeira also. Braga, Porto, Madeira, Lisbon, Algarve, Vila Moura, and until the end of the year we will have the second in Albufeira and in Madeira. We have all day 250 people working in the real estate market, only with one purpose: get what the client needs to in the real estate market, any part of the country. We operate the resale, as Christine said, and the new property also. At this moment, we have more than 50 developments in an exclusive basis. That's a job that we start working on 5 years ago, when we don't have demand in Portugal, supply, for new properties. There were demand, there were no supply. So we start looking for the plots that we have on sale, on our portfolio, doing our own business plan, and then go to the market, to our developers and our contractors that we worked several years ago, and present this business plan and show them that, guys, it's time to start construction again. And at this moment we count more than 50.
I know, Rui, your team started in Porto. Porto is traditionally the business engine of Portugal. We always joke in Portugal that the Porto guys do all the work and work extremely hard. Let's just focus on Lisbon and Porto briefly. So in Porto right now, let's say people were interested in an apartment in the centre of Porto. What is the rough price per square metre in the middle of Porto at the moment?
We have to divide Porto as the river is.
Yeah.
So if we talk about Porto city centre, we are talking about something like 4,500, between 4,500 and 6,000, 8,000 maximum.
Euros per square metre.
Exactly. If we cross the river, we start in 3,000 until 5,000 from facing for the river first line. So I usually say that for this difference, cross the river only 5 minutes of driving or 10 minutes walking on the bridges. It's
well worth the trip. Okay, for the value. Tell us, if you were going into the interior, in the north of Portugal, beautiful green areas around Porto and inland. If you went to Guimarães or somewhere like that, the interior, beautifully green, very mild temperatures all year round. What would a 3-bedroom house in a village around Guimarães, that rural area, what would that cost?
Guimarães it's increasing since last year. So, but
no bargains anywhere.
It's more cheaper than Porto. You can find a 3-bedroom in Guimarães, for example, in the value of 250.
Okay. All right. So we should add there's wide differentials between city centres and the rural areas, and depending on what you want, obviously Rui and his team have all sorts of properties. Rui, if you have a vision of all of Portugal. I know you're recently arrived in the Algarve as well, but you're on stage today because of your speciality outside the Algarve. Is there any particular area outside the Algarve in your North Porto region, Lisbon area, where in your view is the up and coming area? Where is the value, the undiscovered area still in Portugal?
Starting on Porto, the area of Vila Nova, south of the other side of the river, it's a good investment value for money, because the market is always active, it's warm at this moment, new properties, and if I have to give my opinion to someone that will for the first time investing in Porto, I will say Vila Nova. Okay. In Lisbon, we know that the market in the center is too hot,
Yeah.
And if I have to suggest, I would suggest the other side of the river, well, as Porto, namely in Alcochete, Montijo, and Seixal.
Yeah.
It's three locations of the Council of Setúbal, but very good active market, very good properties, and the price is a little bit less.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rui.
Excuse me for interrupting.
We don't take questions.
You're
but-
the only one that has a decent microphone.
Oh,
Any
I'm sorry.
chance you can get it to the
Yes, of course I will. Okay, I will. We'll organise that in a minute. Right, let me pass the microphone to. Actually, I'll have to ask you the question first, Hakan, and then I'll pass you the microphone. We need to turn these microphones up clearly. Hakan, we're delighted that you could join us today because I know how busy you are. And you are the executive chairman of Optylon, Krea, and also Ando Living, two companies that overlap. Your particular speciality at the moment is the lifestyle service department brand. The reason we've asked you to come up on stage is because not everybody wants to buy the conventional property. You don't all want to buy the house in the village or whatever. You might be looking for an investment property or a property that you use for a few weeks a year. And Hakan and Optylon Krea and Ando Living in particular, is building its lifestyle service department brand. Hakan, tell us a little bit briefly about what Optylon Krea is doing, but also Ando Living, because that is your main business in the Lisbon area and all around Portugal at the moment. Tell us a bit about it.
First of all, thank you. I think it's okay. Is it okay?
Yeah.
It's okay. And this one's better.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now I understand why she didn't want to share with me. Okay. So thank you. First of all, pleased to be with you. Second time or third time, I don't remember, but always a pleasure to be here. We are not a Portuguese company, so we're a multinational company. We have offices in not just in Lisbon, but we have offices in Istanbul. We have a rep office in Dubai. Hopefully opening in Madrid and hopefully in London. We have three businesses. One is investment management business. We manage actively 4 funds, roughly 200 million euro. And we were in the past partner with Merrill Lynch, so we did Eastern Europe funds. So investment management business is one of our business. Second business is development business. We are trying to do less and less development, but we partner with developers thanks to our service department business. And the third business is the core business, which is Ando Living and Love Estate. We have 2 brands, and we manage only in Portugal 1,300 apartments, service apartments. We're the market leader, by the way. So we manage either third-party apartments or branded apartments under Ando Living brand. And with Ando Living brand, born in Lisbon, now we are going into Madrid, Paris, London. Hopefully, we are looking tomorrow some buildings in London to brand it Ando Living. So Ando Living is the future of our business, service department business. It's not hotels, it's apartments, and you can easily buy these apartments, own an apartment, but at the same time have a piata, meaning you can decide to live 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, even 2 weeks. It's an investment. We guarantee a return, plus we manage it. And then you can use multiple facilities in other cities. We are now having 6 clubhouses where it's the center of the neighborhood, and these buildings around are connected to the clubhouse. So it's really an international brand born in Portugal, hopefully expanding. That's the summary.
Tell us, where in Portugal are there Ando Living apartments? Just so people know, it's not just Lisbon, is it? You're looking at various projects around Portugal.
We have a couple of projects in Porto. We have multiple projects in Lisbon. We have signed now new projects in Meridas, Comporta, Vila Viçosa. We're looking to Algarve, so multiple locations, and hopefully soon in Madrid we are also launching a project in Spain. But our heart is in Portugal.
Yes, well, it started in Lisbon. So Hakan, I'm going to have to borrow your microphone. Thank you for that. So it's clear that Hakan's company, Ando Living, is an option for anybody here who's looking at a property that they could live in several weeks a year, a couple of months a year, but also get a rental return from very high quality products. I've seen the building space, and the buildings are central Lisbon, particularly one I know. Now, third but not least, I'd like to ask our colleague Fatima Jardim, who is the CEO of Futuro Real Estate in Madeira. Now, you will have seen in the first half of the seminar, we talked a bit about Madeira, because Madeira is very dear to the hearts of the British. And we thought you'd also be interested, some of you, to know what the prices are like in Madeira. It's an island, as most of you know, an hour's flight from Lisbon, on the same latitude as Casablanca, in fact. So it's much further south than one thinks, but it's very temperate, even so. So, Fatima, Madeira has come a long way in the last even 15 years. I mean, it's unrecognisable from when I was there 20 years ago, and I was there 2 weeks ago and thought how stunning it was. Lots of digital nomads, lots of life, lots of energy. What does Futuro Real Estate do? What sort of clients do you work with in Madeira? Who are you working with right now? What sort of buyers?
Thank you, Christina, for the opportunity. Futuro Real Estate, it's an agency, it's a family business, and we decided to take this path in order to have a more private and familiar service to our clients. Basically, we, as you said, Madeira used to have a more traditional in tourist and investor type would be actually the UK market, Germany and France. Now we're looking at a very global and a lot of nationalities interested in going to Madeira for holidays, and then when they go there for holidays they actually fall in love with it, then they leave the island already with the intention to purchase, if not already a promissory contract signed. It's actually interesting. So effectively what attracts people to purchase a property in Madeira is the fact that it's a beautiful island surrounded by stunning nature, involved by the Atlantic Ocean, and the quality of life, the climate, the security, the whole environment and the development it has had for the last years gives people insurance that they can live there and have the opportunity to work, do their business, take care of the family and still have time to enjoy life, because actually we work so much and we end up forgetting that essential part. Our days are quite long there. Sometimes in summer the sun only sets at 10 o'clock at night, so you can imagine you can be working half of your day and the rest of your day spend time with your family, go for a swim, and we have a great opportunity that we don't lose time in traffic. It's a small island. We only have about 250,000 inhabitants, but there's a lot of nationalities living there now and decided to choose Madeira as their destination.
Can I ask you prices? So a prime apartment in city centre Funchal, what's the price per square metre?
In Funchal, it's the main city, it's around the 3,000 euros per square metre, but it's aimed to goal the 5,000 euros per square metre, especially in certain areas like the first line of the sea and the second line of the sea. Obviously, if you leave the city of Funchal and the surroundings, it will come down to 2,700 square metres, 2,700 euros per square metre, sorry. There's a big potential increase of price, and a lot of people also look to purchase properties there as a holiday home, and then we help them in Futuro to do a selection of the property before understanding what is the purpose that you need, and if it's for you to move and live in, if it's for you to just spend 1 or 2 months on holiday, and then we help you with partners, legal, fiscal and consulting in rental of the property, short-term or long-term. The idea is to make the best investment and get a return on your investment.
If your little sister came to see you and said, Fatima, where should I buy a property in Madeira? Where's the best value? Where's it going to appreciate most? Because I need to be sure that it will do quite well. Where would you say in Madeira is that sort of area right now?
Well, real estate is about location, location, location. Unfortunately, that's how it works. The value will definitely increase much more in the main city. That's Funchal, first lines of the area and the first lines of the sea. And Madeira, because it's an island, there's not that much more land to build in front of the sea. So those are the areas where the value will increase, no doubt. But then it also depends on the purpose of the investment, because you might really like the small cosmopolitan urban feeling you have in Funchal that's surrounded by the beautiful nature. But if you prefer living outside of the city, you would choose the next door councils that can be covered at Lawbush, or on the other side that can be Caniso. But essentially, if you are a family that are moving to the island and still have small children, there's no doubt you have to choose Funchal, because that's where the international schools are, that's where all the services are. If you're in a different stage of your life that you just want to go there to relax, retire, you can definitely choose outside of Funchal in specific areas, but then we are there exactly to guide you. We are there to advise you where we believe are the best places, where the value can still increase, and where we can believe that your investment is done in the best way.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We're now going to move on to the Algarve, but I'd like to thank our panel very much indeed. Krea, oh yes, Hakan. One more thing.
As I said, we're not a Portuguese company. We moved to Portugal.
Yeah.
So, Chave has moved to Portugal. I'm moving to Portugal, so you should move to Portugal. We'd love it.
I think this is why Portugal's so successful, because so many very successful entrepreneurs have moved to Portugal themselves. I'm sure you never thought 10 years ago you'd be living in Portugal, or Safak either, I'm sure. So, a vote of confidence from our professionals here. Thank you very much indeed to Hakan, Rui, and Fatima. If you want to talk to any of them, they're on their stands straight after this panel finishes. Thank you very much.